Good morning, students. Now, today we are going to start our 16th lecture of chapter number 11, that is ray optics. Okay, and in our previous lecture, we have completed our lens topic and we have also solved the numericals, and two numericals I have just given you for your homework, and I hope so that you have completed it numericals which I have given you for your homework. Okay, clear? Now moving ahead with the next topic, and our next topic is prism. Next topic is prism, which we are going to study today. Now what is prism, beta? Have you ever seen this prism? It was made up of a glass, beta. A transparent glass is there. No any polishing will be there in the prism, beta. And also remember that you have to be understand this topic very carefully, because this will be your an experiment also. Okay, this is your major experiment, so you have to be careful while studying in this topic, because all the derivation which we are performing in this topic, the same kind of a derivation is also be performed by you in your experiments. Okay, in your practical exam also. So in this prism, what is prism? First I have just given you a description and definition of a prism. So it is a homogeneous and transparent medium enclosed by two inclined plane surface is called prism. Okay, what is this, beta? This is a homogeneous and a transparent medium which is enclosed by two inclined surface. Okay, that was your prism. Clear? The angle between these two inclined plane is called prism angle. What is called? Prism angle. The angle between two inclined plane is called the prism angle. Clear, beta? Okay, and the planes are called refracting plates. These plates are called, beta, refracting planes. Okay, refracting planes. The section which is perpendicular to these plane is your principal section, obvious, beta. Okay, the section which is perpendicular, the perpendicular line is your principal line. Remember this thing. Okay, also I am mentioning this thing, that the section which is perpendicular to these planes is principal section of the prism. What is that, beta? It was the principal section of the prism. Clear? Now I am just making the diagram that how does this prism look like. Okay, so if we are just be look toward its front surface, beta, so it will be look like this. ठीक है, this is your A, this will be your B, and this is your C. But when we have just the entire look, this was a front surface only, the entire look is like this beta. Okay, A, B and C. This straight line, it was like this beta. Okay, it was like this. So this is your ABC and this will be your D, E, F. It looks like this. Clear? Okay, now here beta I am just be showing you that ABC is your principal section and angle BAC and angle ABC, or you can say the angle ACB. All these are your prism angle. If you are discussing about this, either this or this, all these are your prism angle. These all are just depending upon the refracting planes which we are using in this. Clear? And the prism can have of any shape. Okay, it can be of any shape including the triangular shape. In practical form, we are always use the triangular shape of the prism because this is more effective for our practical purpose. Clear? Okay, now moving ahead with the subtopic that how the refraction phenomena has been applicable in the prism. So for that we are proceeding ahead, that prism refraction in prism. This we are going to discuss. Now first of all I am just drawing the diagram. You have to see the diagram very carefully. Okay, because of that only the entire derivation portion is depending, and even this diagram you have to make in your practical exam also, and it was important topic as well, that most of the time we can say 90% one of the question is coming from prism from this chapter. Okay, clear? So I am just drawing the diagram, and its diagram is very much easy, not a hard diagram is this beta. So how the diagram is there? First of all I have to draw a prism. Just make a bigger prism so you can just easily show your each and every ray diagram clearly, otherwise it will be mashed up. Okay, so this is your principal section, the front face A, B and C. Now suppose the light ray is coming from this, from here, light ray P is incident on the plane AB. As it incident, I had just to draw a normal line beta because it perform a refraction. So here I am drawing a normal ray. As I am drawing the normal ray, it will be refracted from its path like this. So it has been refracted. So it's meet from point Q. It is making an angle I. That was your incident angle. And if second time, if I am just be saying that as it was incident on this, then again I have to draw a normal ray. Okay, and after this it was refracted again as this will be your R. Okay beta, clear? It was emerges out, so it was a emergent angle which we have already studied in refraction through a glass slab, where it intersect, that point is your E point. Clear? If it was not be refracted, the line without refraction, it goes like this. So I am extending the incident ray. Even I am extending the emergent ray as well. Where they intersect, that point is your point D. Okay, this was your refraction angle, angle R1. This will be also your refraction angle, angle R2. The angle between the incident ray and the refracted ray, outside angle, the external angle of refracted and the incident and the refracted ray is your angle of deviation, denoted by del, angle of deviation. Clear? This ray I am denoting it by T and this by M. Clear? Okay, this is how your diagrams drew. Now what is that? I am just explaining you the diagram. The theory of this diagram you have to be write by your own, in your own language. Clear? So the plane AB and AC are used as a refracting surface, and hence angle A is taken as your prism angle. Okay, AB and AC are your plane refracting surface which we are taking, and angle A is your prism angle. Clear? The ray PQ, QR and RS are your incident ray. This one is your refracted ray and this one is your emergent ray. PQ is your incident ray, QR is your refracted ray and RS is your emergent ray. Similarly, if I am moving ahead, so the angle of incident is your I, angle of refraction first by this phase is your R1. Now this angle R2 is just behaves like the incident ray for the plane refracting surface AC. This will be your R2. So R1 and R2 both are your refracted angle of refraction, and angle E is your angle of emergence. The deviation of incident ray goes by the prism is your angle of deviation del. Okay, the refractive index of the material of prism is your N. We are taking the refractive index as N. Now what we have to do? We have to find a relation between the deviation angle del, the prism angle A and the refractive index N. Okay, so for that we have to be do some of the equation, we have to be solve some equation. Got it? So I hope that you are able to understand this diagram. Clear? Now it was completely all the diagram only. So first of all I had just be solve the derivation, then we will correlate with this. Okay, but for start to solve the derivation I had just be told you that AQERA, this is behaves like your quadrilateral. How it was behave? It behaves like a quadrilateral, a quad triangle we can say. Okay, and in this always in a quadrilateral beta, that the two opposite angles are the sum of having the sum 180 degree. Okay, so means angle A plus angle QER is equals to 180 degree. Clear? I am just using this thing in the derivation, and after doing that we will be correlate it with the diagram. Okay, clear? So what is that beta? The theory you have to be write by your own. Okay, so from quadrilateral AQERA, okay, angle A plus angle QER is equals to 180 degree. equation number 1. But if we are taking the triangle QER, so you know the sum of all the angles of a triangle is your 180 degree. So but in triangle QER, R1 plus R2 plus angle QER is equals to 180 degree. Clear? Okay, this will be your equation number 2. Now we are comparing these two equations, equation number 1 and equation number 2. So on comparing equation 1 and equation 2, we get what we get, beta, that QER is here 180, means angle A is equals to the sum of the refracted angle. It means A is equals to R1 plus R2. Equation number 3. A is equals to R1 plus R2, equation number 3. Now moving ahead, we are taking the triangle QDR, and you always know that the external angle of a triangle is always be the sum of two internal angles, means the angle of deviation is equals to angle DQR and angle DRQ. Clear? Okay, so this we are going to be write it down. Similarly, in triangle QDR, del is equals to angle DQR plus angle DRQ, means del is equals to I minus R1 plus E minus R2, and when we are taking it a common, so I plus E minus R1 plus R2, equation number 4. But we have already solved from equation number 3 that the R1 plus R2 is our angle of prism, angle A. So from which equation? From equation number 3. So but from equation 3, we know that R1 plus R2 is equals to A. So del is equals to I plus E minus A, equation number 5. Okay, so how from this equation we got the relation that the angle of deviation is depends upon the angle of incidence. Okay, so this is your equation, the first thing which we have derived. Now we have to plot a graph for this. Okay, and this graph is important. If someone has asked that define about the angle of deviation, the relation and all, you must have to plot the graph. This is necessary. If it was not be written, then also you have to plot the graph, beta. The graph is always be made between angle of deviation and angle of incidence. So because the angle of deviation is depend upon the angle of incidence, angle of incidence I, and this is your angle of deviation del. Clear? This is your origin. First of all, it was decreased, and from at a particular value it always be increasing. There is one particular value from where it has rises. Okay, so from this graph it was clear that the angle of deviation is minimum for a particular angle of incidence. Okay, and in this condition, for the minimum deviation we have just taken del is equals to your del m. Okay, and you know that the refracted ray QR is parallel to the base of the prism BC. This is your, you have taken, so this is your refracted angle, this is your base BC. So the QR is parallel, this is your QR. This is your BC. So these are parallel to each other. So from geometry, that angle E is equals to angle I is equals to angle E. So okay. So in the condition of minimum deviation, del is equals to del m. The refracted ray QR is parallel to base of prism BC. So from geometry, what we have concluded beta, that angle I is equals to angle E. Okay, and R1 is also be equals to R2. If the sum is twice, then the angle of prism will be half. Okay, how it will be happen beta? Here I am doing, it was like the relation like this, R1 plus R2 is equals to A. If R1 and R2 both are equals, it will be 2 R1 is equals to A and R1 is equals to A by 2. So from here we are taking it down. Clear? Okay. Now further, now we are using here that the from the prism we have just taken the position of the minimum deviation. So hence when the prism is in the position of minimum deviation, then what it obeys? First of all, we are going from the equation number 5, the relation of the deviation. So del m I plus E, so both are the same from our condition, so it will be 2I, and R1 plus R2 is your A, so it will be your A. So from here I will be your A plus del m upon 2, and even we are taking the relation that R is equals to A by 2. Okay, now we are taking R is equals to A by 2, and here angle of incidence is this. So now we are using Snell's law. So this will be your equation number 6 and this will be your equation number 7. From Snell's law we get, what is Snell's law beta? The sine of angle of incidence to the sine, the ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is always be the constant. This is your Snell's law. So we are using this law over here, and the constant is your refractive index, and the refractive index of the material of the prism is n. So sine of angle of incidence, the formula of incidence is A plus del m by 2 to the sine of angle of refraction, the sine R is your A by 2, equation number 8. This is another formula that practically we are using this formula only beta, remember always. Okay, clear? Means on practically we use this relation to find the refractive index of the material of the prism. Okay, and for the small prism angle we have just taken all these value as the theta only. Okay, clear? Now further, means all the small values, I am writing that thing also, so we are able to understand the concept, that for small prism angle, sin theta is approximately equals to theta. So the relation between angle prism, refractive index and minimum deviation angle Okay, the relation will be like this beta, del m is equals to mu minus 1a. Mu means your refractive index only. Question number 9. Clear? Okay, so it was shows that the thin prism, the deviation is independent of the angle of incidence I. Okay, when the prism is very much thin, the small, the angle of deviation is not be depending on the angle of incidence, but it was thicker, it has some angle, then it was depending on the angle of incidence. Clear beta? Okay, get my point? Now for further, I am just be giving you one numerical. Just try to solve this numerical if it is possible for you, if you are able to solve the numerical, and if it was not, then I will solve it out. Clear? Okay, so the numerical is, even this numerical is your homework also. Okay, clear? So a ray is incident on a prism of small prism angle A and emerges perpendicular to other surface. The refractive index of the material of prism is n. Find angle of incidence. Find angle of incidence. Okay, so what was in the question beta? That the ray of incidence on a prism is small. Prism angle is your A. It was emerges on the perpendicular to other surface. Refractive index of the material is your n. You have to find the angle of incidence. So the second refraction is 0. R2 is 0 because second will not be happen. It was only about the first one. So if R2 is 0, then R1 plus R2 is your A. So it was R1 is equals to A. Now you have to be applied the Snell's law. So angle is very much small. So sin theta is equals to theta. It means sin I is equals to I and sin R1 is equals to only R1. So what was that beta? That the refractive index is equals to I upon R1 and I is equals to n R1 and R1 is your A. So I is equals to NA. Don't be confused that not any single numerical value or digit is given in the question. It was completely on the variable terms. Okay, I, N, R, A, like this only. Clear? So just try to solve this numerical if it was possible for you. Otherwise tomorrow I will just solve it out, and tomorrow after this we are going to discuss about Vibgyor, about the rainbow also. Now a theoretical concept is coming about the blue appearance of the sky and the red appearance of the sunset and the sunrise. Okay, why we are using the red color in the danger signal, all these things you know it very well, even you have studied in the 10th standard. So I am just be explaining you out, nothing else. Okay, clear beta? Then our next phase of this chapter, the optical instrument, we are going to be start. So in our next lecture we will complete the theoretical portion of the phenomena related to the scattering we have completed. Okay, the next topic is about scattering. So we will complete it in our next lecture because all the topics are of your theoretical only. Clear? So today about the prism you have to go through this, clear your all the doubts, because it was important topic and even it was coming in your practical exam also, and try to solve this numerical also. Clear? Okay, thank you. That's all for today.